Okay, well, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? It's Wednesday, so it's hump day, right? Halfway through the week. But for a lot of us, actually, the way we run our business is that we don't really keep track of the days, right? I mean, it's not as if we're waiting for Friday to get a weekend off because it's a daily thing for us. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nilbert, and I'll share some of my thoughts and experiences today and provide a little bit of training. And the title of our topic today is that there are no shortcuts to success. Okay, there are no shortcuts to success. I think a lot of us really kind of know this already, like subconsciously or unconsciously or whatever you want to call it. But I can definitely tell you that in about 18 to 20 months of being in this industry, I can definitely tell you that it is truly a fact. There are no shortcuts, and we kind of have to like constantly plug away at it. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of just walk through just a few slides that I prepared and to share with you. Okay. And let me start off by basically saying, oh, actually, before I do that, let me share something real quick. Anyone here uh, play basketball or used to play basketball, right? I'm sure everyone here knows Michael Jordan, even if you didn't play basketball, whatever. Well, I grew up in the Michael Jordan era. So when I played varsity basketball when I was in high school, and he was definitely my hero. And to this day, there's nobody else that can convince me that he's basically the greatest of all time, right? As far as basketball goes. Now, the current crop of players we have definitely a lot of, the very, very talented players out there. I kind of like stopped following NBA after Michael Jordan retired and after Kobe was gone and all that. But I know there's a lot of really amazing players. But here's what the legendary players said about Michael Jordan, and I'm using this as a preface to, the topic we're going to discuss today, right? Everyone knows about Larry Bird. Larry Bird was one of the, Hall of Famers from Boston Celtics. This is what he said about Michael Jordan. I would never call him the best player I've seen if I wasn't serious, right? And he's leveraging because everyone knows who Larry Bird is. Magic Johnson from the LA Lakers, right? This is what he said. There's Michael Jordan, then there's the rest of us. That's how he classified Michael Jordan. Okay. Kevin Durant, one of the more recent, NBA players, like from how, like maybe like, 5, 10 years ago, that when he rose to his peak. MJ is one of one, God level, incomparable, a pure master. I'm still watching his games to learn. Okay. So I share these quotes from famous players just to kind of, for those of you who are not very familiar with Michael Jordan, just to kind of give you a clear picture of how successful and how impressive Michael Jordan is. Now, I'm going to read to you a direct quote from one of the trainers at the Chicago Bulls, right? His name is Tim Grover. Okay. This is what he said during an interview. After every game, I used to ask Michael Jordan one question: 5, 6, or 7? As in, what time are we hitting the gym tomorrow morning? And he'd snap back the time, and that was it. Especially after a loss, when there wasn't a whole lot else to say. No discussion, no debate, no lame attempt to convince me he needed the morning off. Are you good? I'm good. See you in the morning. And the next morning, at whatever time he decided, he'd he'd be he'd wake me up to find me standing outside his door. No matter what happened the night before, good game, bad game, soreness, fatigue, he was up working out every morning while most other guys slept. Interesting how the guy with the most talent and success spent more time working out than anyone else. So I share that as a preface to our topic today, that there are no shortcuts to success. Okay. So basically, Michael Jordan, already the greatest of all time, what really made him successful is that he, did not take any shortcuts. He basically worked at it day after day after day. All right. So for us, okay, what does it take to turn dreams into reality? I saw this. I actually borrowed this anagram from social media. I thought it was so true, and also so witty, right? What does it take to turn dreams into reality? It takes D for discipline, routine, education, action, and mentality. It's a combination of all that to turn our dreams into reality, right? And you could see right there, action, right? Because as we know, dreams without action just remain dreams, right? Dreams put into action turn into reality. Okay. And I saw this as well, and I thought it, like, in one picture, it really captured, what how this all works, right? So number one, we have desire, right? That's our dream. Okay. And we have to put it into action, right? But that's not enough. Just putting it into action is not enough. Like I mentioned, like I believe last week, small consistent action is much more effective than one like massive action, right? So consistency, number three. And that in the middle right there, the combination of all those three is where the magic happens. That's where, successful people achieve, what their goals are. Okay. And so it's all about intent, right? We have to be intentional with everything we do, especially if we want to really grow our business. Yesterday, we had amazing training from Lance and Tracy, right? On our why. So we have to be very intentional with our why, right? If our why is big enough, then it'll be strong enough to overcome any obstacle, right? But it's all starts about being intent. To devote effort is a decision. You have to make a decision to devote effort, right? It's not like, oh, it'll just happen. You have to make it happen. To change your mindset is a decision, right? Only you can change your mindset, right? I mean, if you're not willing to change your mindset, then no one, nothing that other people tell you can change it for you, right? To be consistent is a decision. To daily grind, right? Like remember the small positive habits that I shared with you last week. You kind of have to make it happen. It's a decision. And to strive for excellence is a decision, right? People can, okay, well, I'm just gonna, do this to make this, this amount of money and I'm good, but if you really want to succeed, if you want to really create a legacy income, if you want to really create something that will change your family and your future family's like trajectory, then you have to strive for excellence. And it requires a decision. So let's just go. I'm going to show a few bullets every day, a few bullets that I believe, at least from what I've experienced, what successful people do and what winners do. Okay. Number one, they show up every day. Just like we're here at this daily huddle, every day, Monday to Friday, we show up every day. Sometimes you don't feel like showing up, right? But you still show up every day because I know for a fact, and this is God's honest truth. There were days that I really didn't feel like being on the huddle because maybe I had a really bad day the previous day or whatever. But I attended anyway, and guess what? The topic or the training or the motivational sharing that occurred during that particular huddle was definitely what I needed to hear. So we show up every day, right? That's what successful people do. It's better to be consistent than going out all at once. It's better to be consistent than going all out once in a while. Yeah, we already kind of shared that last time. Small daily actions will compound over time. Okay. Your small daily actions, when you look at it, okay, it seems like small, it seems like there's not doing, it's not really yielding any results, but over time, it's actually going to compound and you will, again, 2, 3, 4 months from now, you will not recognize like, wow, I can't believe I was able to do that, right? No matter where you are, whether it's the gym, the classroom, or your mindset, showing up every day beats sporadic intensity. Okay. Don't obsess over outcomes, right? Instead, focus on the steps that get you there, right? So the system that we follow, we share the opportunity, we follow up, right? And then you put them together with your upline, your leader or whatever, and have them help you close your prospect and all that. There's a system that we follow, right? And then it doesn't yield positive results every time, right? I mean, we don't close every single person that watches the opportunity. If that were the case, then wow, I mean, this would be too easy, right? But don't focus on the outcome. Even if the person says no, don't focus on outcome. Focus on the steps that you actually took to get there, right? The fact that you went, you shared, you invited someone, you were able to get to watch a Zoom, right? After the Zoom, you followed up with them, right? And then you connected them with your sponsor, your leader, your upline, right? It's all the process, and that's what actually builds, our skill set. So by focusing on the process, we make success inevitable by constantly improving what we can control, right? So, okay, hey, you know what? I could have done that better, or maybe I should have done it this way, whatever. It's a constant tweaking of how we do things, right? So when we focus on the process, that's the only time we can actually really be mindful of how we're doing things and how we're inviting, how we're following up, or how we're closing, right? So we can get better every single time. Successful people don't shy away from challenges or discomfort. In the previous huddle to this, when I was at Christine's huddle, she actually had me share because I didn't have any experience in this industry, and so when I kind of shared that part, coming from the military, I definitely admitted that I was definitely out of my comfort zone. I think I labeled it like a fish out of water, right? Because in the military, I was so used to doing things, ordering people around or whatever, as a naval officer. But suddenly in this industry, I don't know what to do, and so I had to start from square one. I was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I just made sure to be open-minded and be coachable and just learn from the leaders that are already here. We have so much of our resources right here. So many leaders just on this call alone, right? And then we have leaders, like Samson, Kim, all the other leaders we have in the company. Growth happens in the tough moments, right? It's usually the challenges that actually make us grow because we learn from them, right? We learn from the experience. Successful people lean in when others quit or back down. Isn't that true? Like in this industry, who mentioned it? I believe George mentioned it several times too. You only fail when you quit in this industry. Okay. Even in the previous platforms or like, older platforms, right? Way back, it's those people who actually stayed and continue to do it that actually succeeded, while others just, you know what? Oh, this doesn't work. I'm done, right? Successful people lean in and actually put in more effort when others would quit or back down. Pain and struggle are part of the path to greatness. Again, part of the part of the, the thought process of, being out of your comfort zone, being in tough situations. It's not going to be easy. No one said it's going to be easy, right? When I actually talk to prospects and they get interested, and then we talk about the business and all that, I actually make sure to tell them, hey, just to make things clear, right? This is not one of your get rich quick schemes. Okay. It doesn't matter if you enroll as a founder, which is good for you. Great. That's a great decision, but you will have to work to make this happen. Okay. Be flexible. Whether it's a different strategy, an unexpected challenge, or setbacks, successful people adjust and keep moving forward, right? Because again, like we've already mentioned it several times today, there will be tough moments. There will be challenges. There will be huge setbacks, right? There will be huge setbacks. You could be growing a strong team and all that, and suddenly one of your strongest members decides to go a different direction. It happens, right? But again, you go back to being flexible. Okay, well, okay, this happened, so we just need to adjust and keep moving forward. Okay. Successful people stay humble and hungry. I think this is one of my favorite bullets right here. In 2 words, right? In 2 words, it actually encapsulates what successful people actually, their character, right? They stay humble and they stay hungry. All right, humble because no matter what kind of success you've achieved, they never think they've arrived. They never think that, oh, I know it all. I'm a king of the mountain, on top of the mountain, or whatever. They don't have that. They don't have that attitude, because that's what makes them successful. They don't ever consider themselves to be like the know-it-all, right? They never think they've arrived. They always know there's room to improve. Okay, and that's what I believe it's a great mentality to have. Now, again, successful people stay hungry because that's what keeps them going, right? I still can't forget the talk that Les Brown provided on our last year on our launch and all that. Stay hungry, right? I love when he says that, because it's so true. Staying hungry means constantly pushing themselves to improve, no matter how much they've already achieved, right? So a lot of the leaders in this company, especially, the likes of Kim, Samson, I mean, they don't really need to keep doing this, but they do. They constantly push themselves to improve, to do it better, right? I mean, even though they've earned millions and millions of dollars in this industry, they still continue to push themselves. Successful people build mental resilience. Okay, because that's how we get through this. And again, it all goes back to the point where there will be tough times, there will be challenges, there will be setbacks. It's our own mental resilience that will help keep us going. They don't let failures define them, nor do they allow external pressures to control their mindset. So one of the reels, I had a reel that I shared on my social media, that because my profile is public, so I do get comments from people, from all over, that I don't know and all that. So while there's a lot of good comments and all that, there will be like people who would just random people would just comment, oh, pyramid scheme, scam, and all that. You know how much time I lost, how much sleep I lost over those? 0 seconds. I just like, okay, sure, whatever, right? And I just keep going. I don't let like external negativity affect my mindset. So, that's what we need to do. So successful people, they train their minds as much as their bodies, learning to stay focused, calm, and confident in any situation. Okay. So I saw this also on social media, and I felt that it was such a good it's a really good thing to share. It's never too late, right? So I finished a 22-year career in the military, so I'm turning 56 this year. I basically started in this industry last year at 55, right? It's never too late, right? Look at that. WhatsApp. I don't know how to pronounce his name, John Coom, whatever. 30. Okay, he's fairly young. But Sam Walton, Walmart, started at 44, right? The Colonel for KFC started at 62, right? You can read all the others there. Christian Dior didn't start till 41, right? So it's never too late. And we can all really make something out of this. Now, the first 5 years in business aren't where you get rich. Although I have to admit, in this platform that we're in, it's very, very possible to really make significant gains on financial independence in the first 5 years. But more importantly, the first 5 years or 3 to 5 years, let's put it that way, they are where you get good. This is where you develop your process. This is where you develop your skill set. This is where you develop your system, and you teach your organization, and that's how you grow it. This is where you get good, right? And then basically it's kind of like 3 to 5 years of planting rice, so to speak, or hard work, and then you reap what you sow after establishing this your process and all that. So in the end, it's on you to get you where you want to be. There are no secrets to success or no shortcuts to success, right? So it's like a daily grind. It's like a daily thing that we do. That's the small things that we do on a daily basis that will get us there, right? Um, uh, One thing I do know is that like in other platforms, like when people, start to like think of shortcuts, like when you even in our system, and when you try to create shortcuts and all that, you end up not having the right way of doing things. So your system is flawed, right? And then how are you going to duplicate? How are you going to teach your team if you're not doing it the right way, right? So there are no shortcuts. So that's what I have to share with you folks today regarding just little tidbits of what I learned and what I've read and what I've seen from social media and also from my own experiences. So thank you so much. Turning it over back to George.
Thank you very much. A really good presentation. Something I'm going to add about the ages. Jimmy Smith, who is a legend in network marketing, and some of you know him. He has earned close to $100 million and started at 74. He's 95, he's still today. And he had no retire, not because he needed money. He said, if I retire, I expire. But that he's just an example. What you said today was really smart. There are no shortcuts, definitely. Now, important that when you follow the system, what successful people are doing, that's a shortcut, although it's not a shortcut. It's just leveraging. It's a leveraging the knowledge of other people, etc. We always talk about, we hear always the 10,000 hours that when you do 10,000 hours, something you become an expert. This is the right. But at the same time, that's one of the cool things about network marketing. You work as a team, and while you are learning to become an expert, you work with the experts and to become an expert of experts. And as a matter of fact, but it was amazing. And it's important to have patience. It's interesting how many people come into the business, they come excited, sponsor a lot of people, they make a lot of money in the PIB first, etc. Then the Sony is not sponsoring as many people, the income is not as high as was the first month, and they said this doesn't work, and they quit. That's not the way that this business works. At first, most of your money is going to come from your PIB and sales if you're selling products too. But in the long term, those people that you're inviting to your team are going to start increasing the cycles, and eventually the cycles are going to overcome. But it's a question of patience, like you said. I love your training, amazing. Anybody has any comments about the training? We have still 5 minutes, or anything that you want to share. Thank you, Nilbert. Great training. Wow, it seems that was amazing. No comments. Okay, well, today is a new day, Wednesday. Make sure you go out and at least, if you have not shared with anybody, at least start with one person. Okay, hi, Christine. Go ahead.
Hi, I wanted to say something. It was excellent training, Nilbert. Everything you said is just spot on. You're just an amazing leader. But we were talking about those 5 years. It's like the bamboo tree. According to the legend, the Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. During the first 4 years, it barely grows at all, staying underground and seemingly doing nothing. And it is only in the 5th year that the bamboo tree suddenly shoots up, growing as much as 80 feet in just 6 weeks. And so isn't that interesting? So just keep that in mind. You're building, and maybe you don't see all the results. That's what businesses do. They're building and stretching and evolving, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, whoo, everything comes up. So I just wanted to pass that on. That was very good, Nilbert. You're excellent leader, excellent training.
Excellent training, I agree. And interesting because even that you don't have experience in network marketing, you are a leader.
Yeah,
You're a leader.
yeah.
It doesn't matter the experience because the basics of network marketing is know how first of all how to follow systems, but the second one is to teach others to do the same. And you are basically what you're doing that now. That's part of the leadership and inspiring people, etc. And it's great job, great reminders and great lessons for some of you knew probably, but they're a reality. That's the way they become successful in network marketing. In any business, but especially network marketing is simple and you can do it much faster than if you are trying to open a franchise or something like that costs you thousands of dollars or sometimes way hundreds of thousands. But
Thank you, George. I do want to plug in. Just so if any one of you are in the San Diego area or have brand ambassadors in the San Diego area or have prospects in the San Diego area. So starting today, today's Wednesday, starting today, Lovey Hayden, one of my superstars in my team, we are starting what we call a weekly coffee shop meeting, right? So we're doing we're following the footsteps of Samson, how Samson did it in the LA area. So we're doing a coffee shop meeting starting at basically from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every Wednesday. Today we have it at a certain coffee shop in San Diego. It's open to all brand ambassadors, and if they have guests, open for them to bring them there. We'll, for the 2 hours, we'll either provide training and all that, or if there's guests, then we will do a presentation right there, right? So, and we're gonna do this weekly because Lovey and I have a mission to grow and take over San Diego. So just wanted to put it out there just in case you guys have anyone that you can send. You guys can just reach out directly to me so I can expect them. Thank you so much.
Bravo, Nilbert. Bravo.
Okay.
Okay.
Michael Jordan once said, if you're not missing, you're not practicing, and you're not making any baskets. And how many times did he miss in his career? But look, it made him great the times he made it.
That's absolutely true.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Very good, Bill.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody. And this, like always, is recorded. And actually, on the right side, on the chat, you see the link for the YouTube channel. And by the way, it's already, as soon as we finish, you can share the link with everybody. Thank you very much. And great job, Nilbert. And great. Thank you very much for everybody to being here. To everybody for being here. Thank you. Have a great one. See you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.